Hey everybody, I'm so excited for today's project. It's Colette with Blessings Craft Therapy, if you didn't know. And if you did, thank you so much for coming back. So tonight we're gonna make this amazing Tack It method cup and pen. And I am obsessed. It is one of my favorite techniques to use. And I hope you enjoy it too. Thanks for being here. Okay, friends, get ready. I'm going to show you my favorite technique. It's called the Tack It method. We're going to make a tumbler. Hey, everybody, it's Colette with Blessings Craft Therapy. If you didn't know, and if you did, thanks so much for coming back. All right, so I got this at Five Below. It's not a Stanley. I know. It's fine. It's purple, and I love it. So we take the lid off. We're going to use that later. And then I take my tumbler, wipe it down, and then I'm going to use masking tape on the top and around the handles. Could I have taken the handles off? Sure. But nobody's got time for that. So I just taped them off. Hindsight, I probably should have taped the bottom off as well, but I didn't, and that's okay. We recovered. All right. So, and again, this is just mask. It's like painter's tape from Dollar Tree. Then I have this product. It's called Aleene's Tack It, again and again, I think, and I just cover my tumbler. Now, I'm not doing the handles, and I want to make sure when I do this to not have any big clump streaks. Does that make sense? All right, so we're going to let that dry. While that's drying, I have this glitter I got from the Glitter Heart Company, and it is an extra fine holographic glitter. If you're going to do this, you want to use an extra fine glitter. It works the best this way. You're going to cover your tumbler and then tap it off, or whatever you're using. It doesn't have to be a tumbler, but it works really well for this. And if you're curious why I always use a piece of parchment paper folded in half when I do glitter, it's this. Because then when you have your glitter on your parchment paper, you can easily put it back in the container because you'll have the little funnel. Now, this is the messy part, and I'm going to lose a lot of people here, I know. But what you're going to do next is rub the glitter off the tumbler. You can use a brush. It's going to take a little bit longer, but what we're doing is laying the glitter. We're going to make it lay flat, and it's going to be smooth, and I'm just telling you, it is awesome. So this is what I'm doing here. So this is how I do it. I just use my hand and I rub off the glitter and make it lay flat. That's how I do it. You don't have to do it this way. If it skeeves you out, that's okay. You can wear gloves if you want. It's not as effective. But anyway, so we're just rubbing all of that glitter so that it lays flat. And you'll see that there are little parts every once in a while where it's not laying flat, and you're just going to rub a little bit harder on those areas. That's probably where we put a little bit more glue on that spot than the others, and it's not as dry as the rest, if that makes sense. So, word to the wise, let your Tack It dry. It's going to be tacky. It's going to be, it's not going to dry. And tacky as in textile, not as in poor taste. Anyways, I also use a brush around the handles just to make sure that I get all of that glitter laying down. Again, though, you could use a firm-ish brush. You don't want to scrape it off is, I guess, the thing. So, and this, I wanted to leave this in because look at how cool it looks when I'm using the brush and I'm going over all those areas. You can see it laying flat. Oh, and here it is, all laying flat. Are you kidding me? What? Shut it. I love it so much. All right. We're going to set that aside. Now we're going to use some dishwasher safe Mod Podge. I was going to use some Crystal Ground Finale, but I figured I'd use something that's more accessible. So I cover my tumbler, make sure it's a nice small coat, and then before it dries, I remove the tape. And the reason why is because if you don't, it could pick up and pull off any of the glue and glitter that you put down. But I did several coats, and this is what it looks like, and quit it right now. Look at that. Oh, now I know glitter isn't for everyone. I get it. But for those of you that it is, oh, my lordy, look at how cool it is. You can do so many different things. And stay tuned because there's going to be other applications coming because I told you it's one of my favorite techniques. Anyways, friends, thanks so much for watching. And I hope this inspires you. Okay, friends, let's make a pen using the Tack It method. All right, so I have some Enjoy pens. I've shown you how to do this before. I take them apart, save all of the parts. Obviously, we're going to put them back together. Now, I remove the clip. Now, you could either pull it off like that, or you can use some wire cutters. The wire cutters, when you do it this way, it actually leaves it a little bit smoother, and you don't have to work as hard after. I then prep my pen by sanding it, and we want to make sure we get down as much of those nubbies as we can. Then I use a skewer with some tape on it, and I put the end of our pen on that and sand it. Then I put my pen on a dowel and I wipe it down with some alcohol and let it dry. Now I've got some Crystalac Flippin' Awesome 3-in-1 paint. The color is Purple Delight, and I paint the tip as well as the pen. And it looks awesome. Let me just tell you that. Now we're going to use the Tack It. I have a piece of parchment paper folded underneath because that's where we're going to put our glitter after. But we're going to put our Tack It on there. Make sure it's nice and smooth. No big clumps. Now you'll know it's done when you touch it and it's not wet, sticky on your finger. Does that make sense? It's still sticky, but it doesn't leave a residue on your finger. Hope that makes sense. Anyways, I put my glitter on it, cover the pen, and then I'm going to rub it off. I'm not kidding. Look at how cool this is. It makes the glitter lay flat so that it no longer has that rough feel of the glitter. This application is super cool. I know some of you are watching and are like, God, so much work. It's not so much work if you're a pen maker and you sell these. Typically, it'll take many, many, many coats of a sealant to cover this. If you're in a hurry or you don't want to take as much time to do that, the Tack It method will lay this glitter down nice and flat, and it'll cause way less time later for doing your sealants on top. Does that make sense? Because look how pretty. First of all, look how pretty that is. And then we're going to do the same thing for the tip. You don't have to do the tip. I always do, just because. And we're going to seal it now. I'm using Crystalac's Grand Finale. It is non-toxic. It gives an epoxy-like finish with many, many layers, though. So you cover the pen. I cover also the tip, and then I let it dry for 2 hours. Then I do another, I think I did 3 coats total. That was the second coat. This is the third coat. And look at it already. Like, this is the third coat, and it already looks like glass. I am so there for it. Again, this is a great method if you don't have a lot of time or patience and you don't really want to go through all of the, you have to put a lot of layers on if you have just regular raw glitter. Here it is. It's dried. Again, 2 hours between coats. Let it dry for 2 hours. Now we're going to put it back together. And again, we're just doing the reverse of how we took it apart. And these are refillable, by the way, just so you know. I put it back together. You may recognize this glitter in this method because we just did a cup not that long ago, right? We did the tumbler. And let me tell you, there is nothing better than having a tumbler match your pen. Yes, please and thank you. Anyways, look how pretty it is. Oh, I love it. And yes, I may or may not have done many different colors because it's spring. Look at those neons, right? Anyways, friends, thanks so much for watching. And I hope this inspires you.